nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Whatever is the opposite of a book buying ban, a book shopping spree, a book buying problem, is what I have right now. There is two completely different hobbies in reading books and buying books. I will stand and die on that hill. They are different enjoyments and they bring me different things. That being said, I took like kind of a big break from over book shopping and I was starting to feel like I had read most of the things that were intriguing me on my bookshelves. So I thought, why not bring you guys along for a full, almost spring restock of my bookshelves, all of the books that have been catching my eye. I have 20 plus books here. I just saw a young girl, like maybe 13, like still elementary school age, bring Wildfire to her mom and be like, this is the one that I pick. And her mom was like, let me just Google the spicy scenes. And this mother looked going to the chapter that the spice started in Wildfire and just her jaw, like, my 13-year-old almost took this home. And she closed the book and was like, let's go look again. And I want to talk about my credit card statement. Okay, I get it, it's bad. That being said, now I have a bunch of new books, do a bunch of new videos, so it'll be fun for both of us. I also have recently discovered the world of special editions. We'll get into that. I spent way too much money on every single one of them. Do I regret it? Not even this much. Not even this much. Having duplicates on my shelf is stupid. You're right. It's a collector's item. It's decor. My boyfriend came over and I was showing him all of my books that I was excited about and he was giggling and I was like, why are you giggling? What's so funny? He compared me to a 13-year-old boy showing someone their Pokemon card. In a cute way, apparently. Don't know how I feel about that. I also asked you guys on Instagram for book recommendations. If you want to be a part of what books end up in these videos, make sure you're following me over there. And I tried to get ones that you guys all kind of at least asked for, or ones that like were really on my mind. If I'm completely and totally transparently honest, I did have like a tiny bit of a mental breakdown at the bookstore, just a little bit. So I did go twice. So of course I didn't film very much. And of course I didn't get everything in one trip. I was starting to like get shaky, anxious, and like dropping the books and it was just like, just exit. Called my mom. She was like, did you get all your books? And I was like, no, I got really nervous and I left. We made it here. I love going into books blind. So you're not gonna get the best descriptions on a lot of these if I'm so transparently honest. First and foremost, and arguably the biggest, we have all that is out in the Binding 13 series, I think, right? I've never gotten more DMs to read books than I have for the Boys of Tommen series. I did order these from the UK because I hate the black US covers and I hate the people covers. I don't like these ones that much. I'm kind of thinking of doing a full in-depth, tons of spoilers reading vlog for this. My only thought is, it's a lot of pages, a lot of thoughts probably, and also I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared for this to destroy me in the way that you guys are saying it's going to. Also, these two books right here, okay? Exactly the same book, right? Obviously not, you know what I mean? They look exactly the same. One of these is 900 pages, one of them is 600. How's that possible? Dolly Alderton, everything that I know about love. No idea, really. The amount of people that I have seen recommend this book. This is so many of the Girly Pop's favorite books. I think it's her memoir and I think it's everything that she would tell her younger self. I did it. I did it. We're gonna officially start the Red Rising series. I've heard that this is like Hunger Games but in space. Sounds kind of cool, sounds kind of exciting. From what I know, from what I've gathered, there is an original trilogy, like the first 3, and then there's more books coming out that are, maybe you don't have to read them. So at least, if it's not my shit, I only have to read 3 books to complete the actual trilogy, and then I don't have to move forward if I don't want to. But from what I can tell, I'm gonna love this series. I've literally never heard a bad review about this. I've heard some people say that it's a little bit confusing, but anybody that I've seen that gets into it loves it. This is one of the ones that has been recommended for me to read the most out of any book ever. I'm scared to go into this series because aren't there like 15 of these? I feel like if I got into my reading journey and like seeing stuff online about reading much earlier, I would have already read this series. From what I can tell, I think there are literally 9 or 10 books in this series. Is there not? And it follows the Calloway sisters and then individually in relationships, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea. I truly do like going in blind. I have no clue. I know that everybody in this series is addicted to something and it's them navigating their lives, their relationships, and the repercussions versions of their addictions. I already have the Cruel Prince, I already have the Wicked King, so I got the Queen of Nothing. If we're doing a book haul, I may as well finish up the series that I'm holding on to. I want to go into this series. It's like, it's on my TBR for the month. I don't think it'll get read if I'm totally honest. I want to go into the series. I've seen so many people love it. I've seen a lot of people not like it. I've also heard don't go in expecting a romance, but also like Jude and Carden, love that relationship, love them, ship them. So my brain's confused. I feel like I know consciously go in not expecting romance. I feel like subconsciously I'm gonna pick it up and be like, where's the romance? Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This is just giving peak summer vibes. I love my cowboy romance books, but I really don't want Elsie Silver's Chestnut Springs to be over. So I haven't read Hopeless, so I'm hoping this can give me my like cowboy fix until I read Hopeless and then Wild Love from Elsie Silver comes out. I feel like I need to save as much Elsie Silver as humanly possible. I think I'm gonna read the Goldish series this summer. Apparently this is like the quickest, easiest, spiciest, slow burn, small romance. That was a lot of words to describe a book. This was like the book to read last summer, so I feel like I missed the hype train on it, but it's like 275 pages. It's 300 pages on the dot. That's such a quick read. Miss Alice Feeney, His and Hers. I feel like I knew I wanted to get in this haul at least one Alice Feeney book. I loved Rock Paper Scissors by her. It's my favorite thriller that I've read to date. It was like the only thriller that has actually shocked me. Like I actually was like, whoa, what the fuck, reading it. So I wanted another one by her, and this is the one that I saw suggested the most. So clearly you guys like it, and I feel like I'll like it. From what I can tell, this follows a married couple and the woman has been murdered, and somehow her and her husband end up mixed up in this really big situation. Notice how I said her and her husband, because in the back it says that the detective is suspicious of her. I'm just, this synopsis is confusing. When a woman is murdered in Blacktown, newsreader Anna Andrews is reluctant to cover the case. Detective Jack Harper is suspicious of her involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own murder investigation. Oh, I get it. A woman is murdered. Anna Andrews doesn't want to cover it. The detective on the case is now being suspected of committing the crime. I get it. His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I've heard this compared to Six of Crows, and anything even remotely close to what that book made me feel, I want. Ace of Spades, I saw it on like the really popular trending book talk table, and I was like, I've heard enough about it. I'm gonna pick it up. Also, this cover is so beautiful. I want this like this way on my shelf. I don't know. I love playing card themed things. No idea. Literally no idea what this is about. I'm really good at pitching books to you, clearly. I have no idea. Check and Mate by Little Miss Allie Hazelwood. I almost have every single Allie Hazelwood book. I think I have 2 or 3 left to read, and then I will have read everything by her. She has very quickly become one of my favorite authors, especially for standalones. If you told me that I would love STEM romances, a book with a werewolf and a vampire Omegaverse, question mark, I would have been so surprised. Her first YA. I've heard that a lot of people are not happy with the YA description of this, that it's like a little too adult to be YA, but I know it follows a girl who is like accidentally a chess prodigy, but she stopped playing and now her family needs money, so she is reluctantly enlisted, that's not the right, it's not a good word for that, decided to join a chess competition, and it's like a rivals love to lovers, I'm assuming. I've heard really mixed reviews on this one, but I loved Bride, and I've heard mixed reviews on that too. 2 more Allie Hazelwoods, and I'm including Bride in this because I bought all of these like within the span of a week. I just have already read this because I couldn't wait. And if you have not seen my Reading for 24 Hours Straight video, this book is in there, and I bought it and read it in the same day. Just so you have context. This is so fucking good. If you guys have not read this, is so fucking good. You have to give it a shot. It's not for everyone. It's not. It's truly, I get it. It's not for everyone. It was for me. This is a 6-star motherfucking read for me. It is a marriage of convenience, vampires, werewolves, light politics, really easy to understand world. Like, don't get me wrong, definitely gaps in the world, in the story. Makes it better. Makes it better. It's the easiest thing that I've ever read. I was kicking my feet giggling when he had to scent her. I will say the whole knot thing, yeah, that part weirded me out a bit. Love on the Brain. I only need Loathe to Love You, and then I have every single one of her books. I never knew I would be an Allie Hazelwood stan. I love her. I think this one follows a couple at NASA. Am I right about that? That was a guess. I know that Love Theoretically and Love Hypothesis are apparently her best ones, so apparently I'm not gonna have her best ones left. Love Theoretically is my personality, so I will not leave a Miss Hazelwood book unread. Butcher and Blackbird. This feels upside down. It is. Butcher and Blackbird. Another one. I read it on my 24-hour readathon, okay? But I did buy it like 4 days ago, so it counts. I bought these all in a week. This is the problem. Why am I kicking and giggling my feet at a meet cute between 2 serial killers? Why was this iconic? Why was this iconic? 100% read this because of Heather. I needed an audiobook when I was doing my 24-hour reading challenge to walk my dog. I got like a little bit in, and the guy was like, oh my god, I love your knife. Where'd you get it? And she sighed and unironically said, oh, it's from Etsy. And I was like, yeah, no, I need this in my life. I need this in my life. Why have I not read a rom-com meet cute between 2 serial killers who kill serial killers, are iconic and funny and like kind of socially awkward and just like super relatable? Why haven't I read that before? Thank you, Bryn Weaver. That's iconic. I don't know a ton about it. I don't know a ton about it. I know that it's sci-fi vibes. Let me just I still don't really know after reading the back. I've seen this really well liked. For the most part, I've seen like renounding 4 stars, if that makes sense. Like I've seen some like, it's not my favorite book I've ever read ever. It's a really interesting concept. It's really fun. I feel like it'll be good. It sounds like a cool concept, but I'm not even gonna try and explain it to you because I don't think I understand it well enough to do so. A society where the world has ended, right? And some people have prodigious powers and they're the renegades. If you wanted like real in-depth reasons why you should buy the books that I bought, I don't have them for you, so sorry. Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I have not read Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Feared, that series yet. I honestly haven't heard great things about it. Everything that I've read online and everything that I've seen says that I can read this on its own. And let me tell you, I want to read this on its own. I know that it would definitely hit harder if I went into Kingdom of the Wicked and all that jazz first, because I know it. Envy in this is the main guy in Kingdom of the Wicked's brother, and they're like different princes of hell, right? Is that right? That's deep in the recesses of my brain, so if I got that right, A+ points. I kind of don't care. I know that this is the first of a new series, so I can. Like, it's not, you're not breaking any rules, but do you really think I should read Kingdom of the Wicked first? Do I have to? Or like, is it really good and I should? I think this is an adult fantasy, which I'm definitely more into most of the time. I think that Kingdom of the Wicked, from what I've heard, is extremely YA and it would not be my vibes. I'm kind of neither here nor there. I just really wanted this on my shelves because look at this cover. I want to read this. From what I've gathered, we're following Envy, which is a prince in hell, right? There's like, they're all different sins, deadly sins, right? Wrath is the other one. I don't totally know. He needs to partner up with a human girl. I'm assuming she's human, Camilla, because they have to do something. Deception is the most wicked game of all. Sounds fun. Now we have a couple of books that were sent to me by Raincoast, my favorite people ever. They stock me the frick up. I love them so much. A lot of them are authors that I've heard and books that I've never read before, so it's so fun to like get these little lists. We have Remedial Magic by Melissa Marr. I actually hadn't heard about this coming out before I got it, and now that it's out and I'm seeing it on bookshelves everywhere, I feel like I'm hearing a lot about it. I'm pretty sure it's like a little witchy vibe, light fantasy. Don't quote me on it. This is one that I really want to read, but I feel like I want to read when I have enough time to like sit down and really digest it, and that is The Women by Kristen Hanna. I've heard so many amazing things about her books. I actually have not read anything by her yet. I know The Nightingale is like one of her really popular ones. I have not gotten to it yet. I'm really excited to read something by her. Okay, the next two are ones that I see all of the time, and I'm pretty sure they're in the middle of series. So let me know what order I need to read these in, or like what books I need to get first, and that is Lose You to Find Me by B. Celeste. This looks like, yeah, a sports romance. After Rain turns down her longtime boyfriend Caleb's marriage proposal, the two barely speak, barely coping as they enter graduate school at Lincoln University. Rain has her reasons, Rain has her secret. Fighting grief, lies, and fear, the two must figure out if their love ever truly ended or if the uncertain futures might still include each other. Sounds really good, but if there's more I need to read first, let me know. Same for Your Fault by Mercedes Ron. My Fault is first, right? Do I need to read these? I've heard so much about them. Last but not least, we have the little pile of special editions that I have acquired in the last week. I discovered, looking on Facebook Marketplace for special editions and looking on UK websites for special editions, I got carried away. I did buy the UK covers for Once Upon a Broken Heart. These covers hold such a special place in my heart. The US ones, they're awful. They're so ugly. I hate them. They're boring and they're like really pastel, like muted, ugly colors. I don't like them. These, on the other hand, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now we have my two beautiful special edition of one of my favorite series. We have the Atlas 6 and then the Atlas Complex. I need to find one for the Atlas Paradox. Atlas 6 one is the Fairy Loot exclusive edition from that time. And if you've read this series, it's just all of the small little details on this book are so beautiful. The naked hardback, are you kidding me? We have our end page art. I love this series so much. Look at this. This is the only Fairy Loot book that I own. I'm still on the wait list. I want to be on the Fairy Loot subscription so badly. Wow, do they do a special edition so beautifully. And then last but not least, the beautiful braid edges. And then I saw one girl on TikTok talking about how Waterstones had an exclusive edition of the Atlas Complex with this, and I didn't even realize until it came here that it was going to be signed by my actual queen, Miss Olivia Blake. There were tears. The sprayed edges! Are you literally kidding me? Arguably, definitely my favorite. Also one of my favorite reads. This is an Illumicrate special edition, and that is the naked hardback of One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. All of the foiling, you're literally kidding me. I have a tattoo for this series. That's how much it means to me. The rose, it's a hole. Are you ready? Are you ready for the best part? rose braid edges. If you were wondering, this is now my most prized possession in the entire world. If you were wondering, I will treasure this till the day I die. I wasn't lying. Someone clearly really needs to take my credit card away, but I have been good and I haven't been book shopping all that much. So I feel like it was time. It was well overdue. I'm glad that I did like a big sit down and shop everything. Let me know which one you guys really want to see in videos like ASAP, which ones you think I need to read ASAP, or if you've now discovered the world of special editions and you're now going to be buying duplicates of books for on your shelves of your favorite books, because it's a fun little side project. It's a fun little hobby. I can't even deny it. Love you. Bye. I'm so scared to go look at my credit card statement. I don't even want to know.